Hi, I'm Mickey Coffino, and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm a serial entrepreneur with a multitude of businesses in all types of dynamics. So giving young men and women, older men and women, anybody that's served time in incarceration an opportunity to make themselves a community partner, have value, and be able to pay their own way really did a lot for me. One of the biggest mantras that we've used in this whole business has been, at the end of the day, people will remember how you treat them. And that's been my business model in everything I've done moving forward in this recycling business. It's really gave me a lot of passion. It's given me an opportunity to be educational. I got to speak at the ISRI convention about the benefits for employers to hire previously incarcerated individuals. There's tax benefits, there's all kinds of opportunities in your community. And guess what? You change the lives of men and women who have children, that they can make a difference. One of the big pieces for me is I had a young man that had served 5 years in incarceration, and I mentored him as he came along. And he said, I really want to have my own company. I said, let's go through the steps of what it is to start your company. And I think that was a good pivoting piece when I got him to start, for me to want to have an LMS platform to educate men and women how to start a company, how to fund a company, how to do social media, how to network. And a lot of people aren't privy to college education. So this step-by-step platform, which is how I came up with mc4success.com, and that platform of LMS, was because I wanted people to be able to know how to start a company, how to be an entrepreneur, how to be successful, maybe how to get money. So our program in my own scrapyard has taken so many people and given them a chance to either start their own business, start their own marketing. And I've had many successful people have now their own companies. And it's very rewarding because guess what? Not only did I give them a skill set, a trade, I mentored them, they've taken it to the next level and passed it on to the next person that came through their door. I really try to encourage everybody, make a difference in people around you and the people you work with, inspire them, motivate them, change the lives of people, and it will change your life. It'll reward everything you touch. And I think that's why it's made me successful to be a multimillionaire. I think one of the interesting pieces for me was, since I didn't have a lot of experience going into the scrap business and I had a 3 year trajectory, I had a business plan, I had a little bit of money in the bank. I went to every single bank to buy this business, and everybody said no. I went to the SBA. I wrote out this entire essay about what I could do to make a difference in our state. I reached out to everybody that had an opportunity to make a difference, that did SBA plans, and I found a small bank. And I can't tell people enough how networking and relationships and reaching the right person with the right ear to be able to make that difference. Nobody wants to lend money unless it's going to benefit for them, to make a difference with them. And I really, really push this to people. If you have a mission, you have a goal, and you have a plan, tell everyone. If people don't hear you, people can't help you. And that's exactly what I did. And I was fortunate enough, I got the SBA to sign on board for a $2.4 million loan, which for a lot of people, they couldn't believe how hard I pushed. It took me a year to get the loan done. I never gave up. I really fortitude forward to make that happen. And I didn't think I would, but I never gave hope. I just worked, kept my nose down, and said, I can do this. And I got it done. I took all of the money and put it into my business. A lot of people get loans and then they take a lot of it and they blow it on silly things. It doesn't matter in the beginning what you wear, what you drive. It matters on the difference you're going to make in the business and the people you touch in your business. Everything I had went into my business. In the first year or two, I thought, if I had to eat another bag of ramen noodles, I'm gonna choke. But it was important to me because everything went into my business. And that transformation has paid off tenfold. And I tell that to everyone I mentor now: start a business, give it 150%, and don't take your foot off the pedal. One thing I've really pushed for a lot of my people that I mentor or I work with or that I came engaged with, I went to a convention in Las Vegas and I was walking with a group of people, and a man stopped me and said, "Oh my God, are you Mickey?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, I watch all of your content on LinkedIn." This is a really important piece in a small business owner or an entrepreneur. If people don't know what you do, what you offer, who you are, and the business model that you contribute, they can't do business with you. We were doing a lot of social media posting. I was doing most of the content myself because I was just starting out. And it was important that I wanted everybody to know the best scrapyard, the best prices, what we could do, what we could offer. And one thing that really stood out for me and it made a big difference is I got a phone call from Discovery. They said, "We are coming to film in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we'd love to have somebody come in." And this was a very well-known um, group, and he started his own show, and it was Aaron Kaufman. And he said, "We'd like to go and come in and film for 3 or 4 days. Aaron needs a job." That really shows to anyone the power of social media, the power of people knowing who you are. We were having all kinds of film crews come, blow up cars, anything in my industry that they might be able to use for filming. That's how they found us, because we really were out there to let people know where we were located, what we had, and what we did, whether it was on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, now the next new wave of TikTok, and we put out what kind of heavy equipment and what we do. Whatever company you have, people have to know you to be able to use you. They have to be able to know what you offer and how it might help them to get money or make a difference or to do business. It's super important that people understand your business, who you are, the credibility of your business, and what it can do to help their business. That's the key to success in your networking, is people know what your business does and how it might help their business. If it's a side hustle, so many people don't even do business, didn't know about my business, but heard from somebody else and started to do business. We were awarded Mecklenburg County, the state for the city. That's the first time ever a small business had won that. It had always been to a great big huge scrapyard. That pivoted me to be able to see the power of networking. People, get in front of the right people, get in front of people that can change your business or can make a difference in your business to take you to that next level. If you're making $10,000 a week, you want to take it to 20. However you set that benchmark, never set it so low that you can't say, "Oh, I could have probably done more." I always set it so high, it makes me driven to make it. Even if it's out of reach, I'm going to do whatever I can to reach it. As my business grew, I got an opportunity provided to me by no less than my insurance agent. Said, "I know of a guy who's got a scrapyard. It's about 45 minutes from you. I don't know if that really works into what you're doing." And I thought, wow, I could have two scrap yards. I could really take and grow my business to another tier level and have two different locations. This one, what I loved about it the most was not only did it have a separate location, it came with property and it came with a pull apart license, which is very rare to get. It gave me the opportunity to take material, whether it was cars, whatever, break them, dismantle them, and sell the parts off of them. And a lot of the cars that are no longer made, people need the parts from. So it was another structure of a business model as well as property. And real estate really was like something that I found not only enthralling, but the amount of money that you could take from an investment, you could double, triple, quadruple your money in a small time frame. So again, I acquired not only another business, property, and another opportunity in that business model, having a dismantling license. I really got to grow that scrap business to the potential that I never dreamed of. And as I grew it, I started to think, well, what else could I do that might interest me? And since I'd done hair for so long and I'd been in the health and wellness industry, I found the cannabis industry fascinating. So I took from a sale of a property the proceeds and I really investigated what it was to go into the cannabis industry. I hired a research company because I had so many people that had either gotten cancer or had pain or really had opportunities of things they needed to take of an alternative than a big pharmaceutical product. One of my clients had PTSD. So I hired this research company and I said, I want you to tell me everything that goes in with cannabis, how it benefits, how it works, how I could change again another way of helping people and their lives. They said, absolutely. 2 months later, I said, you know what? I want to change people's lens of how they looked at cannabis. Not everybody wanted to be catatonic, but a lot of people needed help. And I bought my first manufacturing and distribution license in California. I became the proud owner of a cannabis company that had 7 licenses. We did medical, recreational, and I got to use all that wealth of knowledge of what it was to have alternatives from big pharmaceutical products to cannabis products. Not necessarily having to smoke it. Maybe they took an edible, maybe they took a tincture, all of the ways to make a difference, whether it was PTSD, pain management, cancer, glaucoma, anxiety, depression. And I got to change the lives of men and women in a whole new way of thinking, in a big scope of the way opportunities that people couldn't even imagine because it helped people. And that is the goal, as I stated in all of my businesses, because at the end of the day, it's how you treat people, and they will never forget it. It's so important to me. And that's why I got into the cannabis business, which led into another serial entrepreneur completely in a whole different realm because I was now manufacturing products, distributing products, cultivating lines and brands. Because guess what? You are the brand. So all of my companies are the brand, which is myself. And that meant something to me because guess what? The brands that I made changed the lives of people and gave me an opportunity to be another serial entrepreneur. It was interesting when I bought this manufacturing and distribution and cannabis company, they had one brand, Juicy Hard Candies, and I absolutely loved it. I thought, this is like a Jolly Rancher a little bit. I really loved it was a very low dose of THC. It didn't make people catatonic. It just was like equivalent to drinking a glass of wine. So it took people who didn't want to have alcohol or maybe had liver issues or kidney issues to have something to help them relax. And I thought, I want to grow other brands. I launched in the first year of owning this company 4 new brands. And that is, again, another piece into when you're a serial entrepreneur, you've always got to be thinking on your feet, outside the box, and for ways to have another way for cash flow. So I took a company that had one brand to sell to dispensaries to having a multitude for a sales team to be able to go and sell to other distribution dispensaries. And it took us from having 50 customers to 150 customers. We picked up big dispensaries because we had a multitude of brands, and all of them, again, met the needs and the wants as a serial entrepreneur to say, I made a difference. I created a brand of products that not only were organic, kosher, sugar-free, healthy, and guess what? Could get people so they didn't have to maybe consume so much alcohol. Maybe they didn't want to smoke cigarettes, or maybe they just needed something to take that little edge off, or maybe they had pain, maybe they'd had cancer. All of our products were geared towards making a difference because, like I said, at the end of the day, people will always remember how you treat them. One of the things that I was always super passionate for the whole time, even when I had my triplets, was real estate. I would buy a house, live in it for 2 years, resell it. I'd make 10, 15,000, maybe I'd make 20. The whole time, everything I touched in real estate was always about, could I sell it? Could I flip it? Could I make money? Whether it was an apartment, a condo, a house, all of my investments were about, if I bought it, could I sell it and make more money? And every single house I bought, when I sold it, I always made money. But my biggest accomplishment was an 11,000 square foot house that I had bought. And I couldn't believe the amount of time I lived in it. I thought, am I going to be able to make my money back? It was a huge investment for me. It was 1,700,000 for a house. And I turned around and sold it and made $1 million on the property in 1 year. It really is pivoting to me how you can take a piece of real estate, a piece of dirt, something that you wouldn't think anything about, and really change an opportunity in your business model. And with that came the educational piece that I was really looking for and I was hungry for, to give generational wealth to entrepreneurs, which was real estate. We cultivated a brand, we cultivated an opportunity for generational wealth for non-accredited investors, which came my next company and the company that we're currently ready to launch, which was Limitless Ventures. I wanted everybody to see the lens that I saw of investing their money, having their money work for them. $5,000 sitting in a bank isn't going to make you anything. $5,000 in a piece of real estate can pay you something in a dividend every month. And I wanted everybody to see what I had done for them as well as what they could see for themselves. Invest in you, invest in things that can make you money when you're taking a nap, when you're driving in your car, when you're going to sleep, when you want to send your kids to college. All the things that you acquire have to make money when you're not thinking about it. And that's what real estate does. And that's why I got a big team around me in all of my companies. You're only as successful as the people you have around you. And I really preach this to everybody. If you get people in your group that don't have the same goals, mindsets, or don't want to grow or expand, contract, and work with you to make your job easier, if you're not part of my solution, you're part of my problem. And I really tell people, take the opportunities in your business, build people around you, build a team. I didn't build my scrap metal yard by myself. I built it with a team. So we had a solution, we had a problem. I built my real estate company with a team, people with like-minded thoughts that really wanted to see other people win. And I want everybody to win. That's how I made my millions, because I wanted everybody else to be where I could be. Maybe they didn't have their goals set as high, but I inspired them, motivated them, encouraged them, how they were going to form their company, where they were going to form it at, which ones had the best tax incentives. Maybe I wanted to say to them, hey, look, let's find a way that you can get a bank to give you some money to buy your first piece of real estate, which is where I'm at now, which Limitless Ventures, I have to say, you're going to see us take it to a whole new next level of building an entrepreneurial space and being a billionaire in the status, getting ready to be close. Won't take us long. And that's what a team is. So again, I'll say it all over. At the end of the day, people will remember how you treat them.